% with a loss for Rice. They're currently at 37. They bump up to 60 with a win.
It just goes to show you, as we said in the open, the importance of this game here for both these programs as we start the second half of the season.
Tulsa won the toss and deferred, so the Golden Hurricanes set to kick. That means we'll get our first look at JT Daniels in this Rice offense. Here's head coach Mike Bloomgren.
Had a great conversation with him last night at the team hotel. Said his team had a great week of practice. Both these teams are coming off bye weeks. They weren't full bye weeks because of the midweek games, but said he had a really good week of practice, healthy and ready to go tonight.
And we are underway. Thursday night football here in Tulsa. And Quentin Jackson hesitated before running it out. Just got past the 20. Here comes JT Daniels, the former five-star quarterback, his fourth and final stop. USC, Georgia, West Virginia, and now Rice. And he feels this pro-style offense fits him best.
And he said when we've talked to him, the biggest thing for him is the game has really slowed down for him. He understands what the defenses are doing, and he can make all the throws. And that experience that JT Daniels brings to this Rice Owls team goes a long way.
Juma Otoviano in the backfield with Daniels. He gets the carry right up the middle. Pushing that pile forward. Solid gain on first down to start the opening drive. Gain of 6.
Yeah, and Otoviano's a big, strong back. Had a couple touchdowns last week against UConn, 51 yards. I think they're going to give him a good amount of carries tonight. But what I like is that big offensive line. Averages about 314 pounds up there. A lot of beef. Good push. They want to try to control the line of scrimmage tonight.
Empty set for Daniels. Tulsa sends 4. Daniels steps up, dials up a deep ball, incomplete. Too much on it. 3rd and 4 upcoming for this Rice offense. Mike Bloomgren, we mentioned, head coach of the Owls team. They're frustrated. They feel like they should be 4-2 or even 5-1. Instead, here they are at 3-3. The loss before the bye week to UConn really hurt.
4 turnovers. You can't. They gave the ball away 4 times. They didn't get any takeaways. -4 led to immediate scores by UConn. Won a scoop and score. You just can't do that and win.
Daniels making the audible at the line of scrimmage ahead of a 3rd and 4. Trying to keep this opening drive alive. Quick hitter. Risky pass, almost intercepted. Great job by Jace Oliver, the safety, to shoot in and break that up.
And Tulsa went with a blitz. They sent some pressure in the middle, but as you said, Jace Oliver, the nickel, jumps that route, reads it perfectly, and breaks it up. And this Tulsa defense is going to get a 3 and out to start this game.
The senior Connor Hunt on the punt. After a 3 and out for Rice, this will be great starting field position for Tulsa. Made even better here, a flag comes out at the 35-yard line. Cam Benjamin couldn't quite haul it in.
Yeah, you're going to get kick-catch interference here, so tack on a few yards for Tulsa.
Kick-catch interference. Kicking team number 2. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Yeah, so excellent field position now. You see the fair catch clearly and interfered as he came through. Disrupted him. It's a good call by the back judge. They're going to add 15 on there. An excellent starting field position now for Tulsa.
Yeah, the 35 now becomes the 50, so excellent starting field position for Braylon Braxton in this Golden Hurricane offense, making his first start since the season opener. He was named the starter going into the season. Banged up with injuries, missed 4 games. What does he bring back to this offense?
Experience, first and foremost. He's about 30 pounds heavier than Cardell Williams, so he's a tougher, stronger runner, but experience is the biggest thing.
Started 3 games a year ago, appeared in 9. There was a coaching change in the offseason. First-year head coach Kevin Wilson came over, offensive coordinator from Ohio State, now head coach here at Tulsa. Braylon Braxton decided to enter the transfer portal, see what options he had, and decided returning to Tulsa under a new regime was the best decision for him. On a 2nd and 9. Steps up, surveys, now rolls right, buying time. Braxton on the run, floats it, and it's intercepted! Gabe Taylor! The younger brother of the late, great Sean Taylor, playing his brother's position, safety, wearing his number 26, and making a play that the Taylor name should.
Well, Braylon Braxton committed the cardinal sin of a quarterback. He rolls to the right. He throws it back into the middle. You just cannot do that. And Gabe Taylor, who hasn't had an interception all year, that's number 6 for his career now. Big time play. Rice Owls get the ball back on the other side.
Now Rice gets the football starting at their own 30-yard line after junior safety Gabe Taylor, a terrific interception. What a story he is as he watches JT Daniels and the Rice offense take over. Daniels, plenty of time, right on the money to Luke McCaffrey for a gain of 16 on first down. Now going back to Gabe Taylor, Reedy, following in the footsteps laid by his older brother, Sean Taylor, one of the greatest to ever play the safety position. It's an 18-year age gap between Gabe and Sean. Gabe just 4 years old when Sean was tragically killed, but he grew up watching his clips on YouTube. He didn't take the field himself until he was a senior in high school. And now making a big play on a big stage, sets up the offense. Here's Dean Connors, steps on the gas, touchdown, Rice! 54-yard score off the Gabe Taylor interception.
Tremendous blocking up front. Dean Connors is their most explosive player. Good patience through the hole. Right here. Good blocking. You see 71 pull around. Clay Servant, excellent block. Good patience by Connors. And once he gets into that second layer, makes a guy miss, you're not going to catch him.
Rice goes 70 yards in just 2 plays after the Gabe Taylor interception. What a start for the Owls. Dean Connors, a 54-yard house call to start the scoring.
Turn it into a touchdown.
And we spoke with Gabe Taylor yesterday. He said, I'm getting an interception. It's his first of the season, and it leads to a touchdown.
I don't want to nitpick, He said he was going to bring it back to the house, but well, it's okay. It's a good takeaway.
There's still plenty of time left in this game. That was his first time on the field.
Well, he had like 6 in high school, right? He took back, so he's used to taking it back to the house. But a great takeaway. Excellent defense there by Rice and defensive coordinator Brian Smith. Very happy with his defense early on there with that takeaway.
You could not have asked for a better start for the Owls, all set up by the Gabe Taylor interception. Let's check in with Larisha.
Well, guys, when we spoke with Gabriel Taylor, he told us that he flew under the radar in part because of his size in high school and also because he stopped playing football, which a lot of people didn't know. He did that to focus on what he considered was his best sport, and that was basketball. And he was so good, he was nominated for the 2020 McDonald's All-American game and actually recorded a quadruple-double in that one game. But also during his senior season, he did what we saw there, returned 6 of 10 interceptions. He got it done.
He's only been playing, as Larisha said, since he was a senior in high school, now following in his late great brother's footsteps, doing him proud and putting Rice up 7-0. Let's get the call.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 15. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
Yeah, right in front of the head line judge, you're going to see the grab right here. Good call with the twist. It was actually Chris Conti, number 11. They identified 15, but it was 11. It's a good call, and that's just quarterback sweep, right?
Both quarterbacks in the game right now for Tulsa. Cardell Williams and Braylon Braxton on the field. And Williams takes the first snap of the game. Rolling left. Uses his feet, gets out of bounds safely. Gain of 4.
Well, you know, the interesting thing with that, with both of them in the backfield, you got to be aware of a double pass, right? So you got to recognize that right away. Both quarterbacks are in the backfield, but they're both good enough athletes that they can run the ball, and that's what Williams did right there.
First-year head coach Kevin Wilson said, you'll see both quarterbacks. Didn't know we'd see them on the same play. Braxton completes a dart for a first down, moving the chains into Rice territory. Picked out Devin Williams.
And Devin Williams is one of their younger receivers. It's a young receiving core. Does a nice job coming back. He's going to be really good. He showed flashes. He'll keep growing.
Bumped in the backfield. Anthony Watkins could only take it for 2. Josh Piercy the tackle.
And Piercy's he's kind of an edge rusher, number 12 for Rice. He's an NFL caliber guy, very versatile. And you can see from that rush position as he runs down the running back from the backside. Very athletic and obviously a leader and team captain as well.
Pressure coming. Braxton throws on a crossing route. Another first down. And Tulsa finding a groove. Cam Benjamin took it for 12.
And Cam's one of the more experienced receivers, a 50-year guy. And coaches have been challenging him to step up, be a leader, and make some plays. That's a nice little crossing route there to pick up that first down. They wanted a late hit out of bounds. It was close. They don't get the call, but they get the first down.
Up the middle. Jordan Ford, not much room to run. And now here comes Cardell Williams again. So we've seen both quarterbacks take snaps on this drive. And now Braxton moves back into the shotgun. Williams on his right hip. Thought about the double pass there. Instead, Braxton takes it himself. But you saw he took that snap, Brady, looked over to Williams to see if it was available.
Well, it's an RPO game, right? He can throw it there. You gotta protect the double pass. And we talked about Braylon Braxton's 222, 223 pounds. He looks good blocking and then a good vision and cutback here, and the big quarterback falls through for a nice run. You get it to a manageable 3rd and 2 here.
If you're offensive coordinator Steve Spurrier Jr., you can get really creative when you put 2 quarterbacks on the field. Needing 2, this will be very close. Watkins just trying to bulldoze forward.
Yeah, the ball needs to touch the 20. I think he's short. They're going to be inches short, and it's going to be 4th down, and I would expect Kevin Wilson, no hesitation whatsoever. You're going to put a big crew in there, and you're going for this right here.
Yeah, Braxton's got great size at 6'2", 222. Wouldn't be surprising if he takes it himself, and he does, and he gets it. Plowing forward. Nice 4th down pickup by Braylon Braxton.
You know, a lot of coaches go by the analytics. Kevin Wilson said, listen, I'm a feel guy. I'm an old school. He's been calling plays a long time. This is just quarterback power, right? You have an extra blocker in the formation, and the running back, Anthony Watkins, really didn't block anyone, but the big quarterback was able to pick it up, lower the shoulder.
10th play of the drive. Here's Braxton, ankle tackled. Fell forward for a positive yard of 1. John Fresh, nice stop.
And that's one thing with Rice. Your corners, you got to be able to come up and tackle well with athletic quarterbacks that can run, because they're going to keep the ball a bunch. You got to make those tackles on the perimeter, because if you miss them, they're out to shoot for a big pickup.
After Rice went 2 plays, 70 yards for their opening touchdown, Tulsa trying to answer. Long drive, 11th play. Can they cash in? Back to Benjamin. Gabe Taylor, the tackle. And this will set up a 3rd and manageable.
But I like what Braylon Braxton did, right? Take what the defense gives you. They don't pick up the first down there, but you get the crossing route to Benjamin, and you get, again, a 3rd and short.
Timeout taken. Kevin Wilson didn't like what they had designed for a 3rd and 3.
You know, when we talked to Kevin Wilson this week, really likes Tulsa. Loves that he has this job. Talked about the city and everything the university has in the school. And take a look at his coaching career, Jay. He's been to a lot of places, very experienced, and I think this was a slam dunk hire for Tulsa.
He spent a lot of years in this state under Bob Stoops at Oklahoma, and now back as a head coach of Tulsa. The one thing that's really plagued this Golden Hurricane team, first quarter scoring, and Rice just the opposite. Tulsa has been outscored 66-19 in the opening quarter. When you put yourselves in a hole like that, so this is why it's hugely important to punch this drive in.
Yeah, you got to answer here, and you got to answer with a touchdown, because you just have a feeling Rice is going to be able to score tonight. Tulsa needs to match them.
3rd and 3. 12th play of the drive. Watkins rumbling up the middle. He's short.
And because I think Rice has that potent offense and has gotten off to fast starts and Tulsa hasn't, I think Kevin Wilson goes for it here. I just don't think he even thinks about kicking a field goal, and he's not. But a big play here early on in this ball game.
This is going to be the 13th play of the drive, and Rice's defense has an opportunity to keep Tulsa out of the end zone and get a turnover on downs. Braxton, play action, pressure coming, hit as he threw, incomplete, and no flags. Turnover on downs. What a stop by this Owls defense.
And you heard the crowd, they wanted a pass interference. Kevin Wilson did as well, but good pressure on Braxton by the Rice defense. Forced that quick pass. There is contact on the reception. Got there a little early, but no call. Rice football.
No points. This was the play on 4th down. It was ruled turnover on downs, no penalty. Take another look.
Yeah, you know, I think the feet get tangled. They're going to say incidental. It was bang, bang, and so they don't throw the flag. And I think it's okay. I think it just happened quick. Feet tangled, incidental.
Daniels taking a shot on 1st down, incomplete. There's defensive coordinator Brian Smith. He has to be happy keeping Tulsa off the scoreboard there. The offense really got in a groove, but then once they got in the red zone, stalled.
And after last week, you get a takeaway early, the interception by Gabe Taylor. And although 13-play drive, at the end of the day, you get a turnover on downs, you get the ball back. So good looking on that Rice defense early.
Otoviano, swing pass out of the backfield. Excellent tackle, Jace Oliver. This will set up 3rd and long.
And both safeties, 25 Jace Oliver and 1 Darren Ray, have been playing excellent this year. And great recognition, read, recognize, and react by Jace Oliver. He gets to the flat and makes that tackle on the running back in space. Excellent job by number 25, Jace Oliver.
Everybody you talk to on this Tulsa team says Oliver has been the most improved player. He has shown it. Making 2 big plays in this opening quarter. 3rd and 10. Daniels throws over the middle, and it's dropped. That would have been a 1st down had Dean Connors held on. Instead dropped, and a 3 and out.
And a huge drop. Just started running before he secured the ball, and you might say, oh, it's a running back. He's the 2nd leading receiver for Rice. And you see him kind of turn his head there. Ball hits his hands, turns his head, looking to see where the defenders are, and he drops the ball. And you're right, that would have been a big 1st down, but give that Tulsa defense credit. They're getting the ball back here. Did what they needed to do.
Benjamin backing up. Did not call for the fair catch. Tackled out of bounds after a 51-yard punt. Good time to remind you, Week 8, Saturday Night Football in the ACC. Duke at Florida State. The Seminoles think this could be the year they make their way to the college football playoff. 7:30 Eastern time on ABC.
Yeah, Riley Leonard still out, but Duke playing very well. And take a look at the numbers. And to me, you know Florida State can score. To me, the key for Florida State is a man by the name of Adam Fuller. And you say, who's Adam Fuller? There's not a lot of people know. He's the defensive coordinator for Florida State. If he gets that unit rolling, I think they make it to the college football playoff.
Well, that Duke defense, you just saw
very
the numbers.
Good. Mike Elko is a tremendous head coach, but defense is his forte.
You want a stat?
Let's hear it.
Duke has never beaten Florida State. They are 0-21.
Yeah. So it's probability. It's got to happen eventually, right?
There's Braylon Braxton, 2nd and 8, tucks and runs, barreling forward, picks up the first down. You rarely see a quarterback attack like this.
Well, he's 223 pounds. He's going to lower his shoulder. It's Gabe Taylor, I believe, that comes up from his safety position. So Braylon Braxton outweighs Gabe Taylor by 30 pounds. So he's going to lower his shoulder. It's a good collision right there. Good, clean collision in football. I'd love to see it. But, yeah, you better be ready to tackle Braylon Braxton. No sliding.
Sticking with the ground game. Only a gain of 1 there. And that's what they really like about Braylon Braxton is the size that he brings to the run game. 6'2", 222, and you just saw it on that play. Not afraid to get some contact.
And give Gabe Taylor credit, right? He's a big quarterback coming at him. He lowers his shoulder as well and gets in there. So just like I said, a good hard football play.
Braxton 5 carries, 24 yards in this opening quarter. This time hands it off. Not much running room there for Jordan Ford. Coleman Coco, the transfer from Colgate, comes in to make the play.
And Coco's really been a good pass rusher off the edge. That time crashes down, makes a good hard tackle on the running back, and then gets up, gives them a little look. There's a lot of trash talking in there in those piles. I've been in there, had a lot of mean things said to me before, but.
You talking about our production meetings?
Well, that's everywhere, but.
Third and 8, pressure coming. Braxton didn't see it, and he lost the football. Rice has it. Jonathan Jean off the edge, beat the blind side, forced the fumble, and Rice has a second turnover in this opening quarter.
Jonathan Jean is a former corner. He's a safety now. He's going to be at the top of the screen. He's going to come off this corner blitz right here. Watch this. Braxton never sees him. You got to feel him. The tackle doesn't kick out, and Jean gets the strip sack. And then the recovery by DeBraylon Carroll. Good call by Brian Smith with that blitz. And good job by Jonathan Jean. He's got the big cast he's playing with. Well, he uses to punch the ball out right there.
JT Daniels takes over, slinging it on first down. It's caught. First down and more. Matt Sykes tripped up at the 20. A big gain of 32 off the turnover.
Yeah, just a crossing route by Sykes. Good protection. And a just excellent throw by JT Daniels as he puts it on Sykes in rhythm for the run after the catch.
First catch of the season for Matt Sykes, and it's a big one, the transfer from UCLA. JT Daniels in this Rice offense knocking on the doorstep of the red zone. Throwing to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Luke McCaffrey. And Daniels put it right on the money.
How impressive was that throw? You're not going to see many better throws in college football than that one. It's on rhythm, it's in time, and he's got a great mesh with Luke McCaffrey. These two are in sync, and I mean, just puts it right on him. Jones never turns around. McCaffrey literally puts up that right hand, and the ball goes right into that pocket.
That is an NFL throw from JT Daniels. Threaded the needle for that Rice touchdown.
And we talked about his experience. Shows you right there. The thing I love about this throw is the timing, right? Proper footwork, timing, lets it go, perfect spiral, darts it in there right over the defender's left shoulder into the chest of Luke McCaffrey.
This is the sack that started that touchdown drive. Rice, who has really struggled to turn teams over this year. They've only produced 5 on the season through 6 games, 2 in the opening quarter.
That both have led to touchdowns. Exactly what you want to do, complementary football. You get takeaways on defense, your offense turns it into points. And this team, we talked to a few of the players, they were really upset about losing that game last time out against UConn. One, they were up 14-0 early and ended up turning the ball over 4 times, and so they look like a different bunch tonight. But we'll see, got a long way to go left. Tulsa needs to fight now. Got to answer, keep themselves in this.
Rice is now outscoring opponents in the first quarter 90-13. I think the shocking stat on that is that they're only 3-3 entering the night, despite being so dominant in the first quarter.
Talked about it. They were up 14-0 last week, and they gave it up. So.
And there's Luke McCaffrey, and yes, he is part of the McCaffrey family, an athletic family. It all started with parents Ed and Lisa, both played at Stanford, football and soccer respectively, and then 4 sons, and they all play Division I football. Christian, obviously, the headline name, one of the best players of the NFL right now, but I'll tell you what, talking to JT Daniels, he says Luke is going to follow in Christian's footsteps, that he is an NFL caliber player.
And you got to give Mom Lisa the credit there, right? Raising all those boys. Heck yeah, boy.
Cardell Williams in to start this drive at quarterback. And for more on the McCaffreys, let's head down to Larisha.
Well, Randy, like you said, the mom is the true rock star of the family. That's according to Luke McCaffrey and all her guys. She was a stud soccer player at Stanford in the late 1980s. Check this, guy. She ran a 4.8 seconds 40 while unknowingly pregnant with Luke.
Wow.
Well, see, Ed was never known for his speed. He was known for his route running, so it makes sense. Christian, Luke, the boys, they get the speed from Mom. I like it.
4.8 while pregnant. That is incredible.
Played with Julie Foudy, one of the best women's soccer players ever, while she was at Stanford.
Williams thought about taking a shot, and he lost the football again. Rice has it. That is the 3rd turnover that this Rice defense has caused in this opening quarter. Pride free by Piercy.
And Williams had Devin Williams, 19, open down the field. I thought he was going to throw it. He doesn't, and by holding it, he lets the defender get to him, and another strip sack by Rice.
It's gone from bad to worse for Tulsa in this first quarter.
And as bad as it went last week with Rice giving up the football, the exact opposite this week. 3 takeaways already in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Owls were -4 in the turnover margin when they lost to UConn, now +3. And we're not even done with the first 15 minutes. Daniels looking for McCaffrey again, overthrew him.
Kewan Parker there, good coverage in the hip pocket of McCaffrey. But I like, take that shot, sudden change, right? Get the takeaway. Let's take a vertical shot here. Got good field position. Good coverage there by Parker.
Going back to the McCaffreys, you give Mom Lisa a lot of love and much deserved. It was Ed who played the wide receiver position in the NFL and also was Luke's high school coach at Valor Christian. And Highlands Ranch, Colorado. They were state champs together, 14-0. This will set up 3rd and manageable. What a start for this Rice Owls team on the road. They've forced 3 Tulsa turnovers. They've scored on the previous 2 drives that were caused because of the turnover. Now can they make it 3 for 3?
And this is 4-down territory, I believe, as well. You know you got 2 downs here to keep this thing alive. I don't think you're going to punt it. You're definitely not going to punt it. You're not going to try a long field goal.
Daniels, pressure coming, down he goes, and Tulsa needed that. Oh, and Ostrowski coming back from injury. Boy, they've missed him, the Tulsa native.
And you're going to punt it now because you took a sack, so. But yeah, Owen Ostrowski has been hurt, had a great week of practice. I talked to his dad, Jerry, who was a former All-American here at Tulsa. Just a great bull rush by 48. Owen Ostrowski right up the middle, gets to Daniels for the sack, and that's a sight for sore eyes. You're happy if you're a Tulsa fan to see number 48 back starting lineup.
Guys, I talked to Owen Ostrowski, and he told me he grew up here watching the Tulsa football team when his dad was playing. He thought it was so cool that his dad had a tailgate spot before he was even born. So Tulsa being in his blood is, I mean, pretty much predictable. And knowing that he was coming here, he said he made his mom and dad proud by making sure that he wanted to play in the same field, on the same field rather, and in the same arena as his dad.
Making a big play, forcing Rice out of territory where you go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, big sack. No doubt about it.
And Tulsa needed it.
They did. You needed someone to step up. Owen Ostrowski steps up, gets that sack, and it's going to get him the ball back. Now they have to calm down, take a deep breath, secure this punt, get through this first quarter, and then try to answer, get some points on the board.
Hunt with an opportunity to try and pin Tulsa deep in their own territory. But this is the first time that a turnover has not resulted in a touchdown for Rice. They've forced 3 turnovers in this first quarter. And now they've pinned Tulsa inside their own 5. Nice punt to 44 yards, and McCaffrey showing that he can do special teams too, and that matters. NFL scouts are watching.
No doubt about it. So great that he's down there as a gunner. You pin it inside the 5, you got it at 4, and we'll see if this Tulsa offense now can get something going here, get a little breathing room, get it out here, then get the end of this first quarter, flush this first quarter. It hasn't been great for you. Get to the second and try to put a scoring drive together here.
Kevin Wilson sticking with Cardell Williams, the redshirt freshman quarterback. This is his 2nd drive of the game. Fumbled his first. Solid gain of 6 on the ground through Bill Jackson.
Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down.
Tulsa has dug themselves a 2-touchdown hole here in the opening quarter. 3 turnovers, really costly for the Golden Hurricane, and it is Rice that has jumped out to the 14-0 lead after 1. Hawks taking on the Avalanche. Coverage begins with a point, 10 Eastern. That should be a great game. NHL season is upon us. Overlap season about to happen with basketball and football. I can't believe we're midway through the season.
It's about to get busy for my play-by-play friends in the industry. Get your sleep now.
Exactly. Rini Ngolia, Jay Alter with you. Larisha Harris down on the sideline. Tulsa really struggled in that opening quarter. The offense turned the ball over 3 times. Now it's backup quarterback Cardell Williams in. We knew we would see both Braxton and Williams throughout the night. Both have turned the ball over. Pushing that pile, churning the legs for a first down. Anthony Watkins moves the chains. The first 4 drives, Rini, it's been a miserable start for this Golden Hurricane offense.
And as bad as it's been, they're only down 14-0. So a good run there by Watkins. You pick up a first down. You just got to put a drive together. We saw them do it earlier. They just didn't finish it. You got to finish it with a touchdown this time.
Right back to Watkins, trying to turn the corner, bounced out of bounds. That's Gabe Taylor, who had the interception earlier. Good tackle there from the safety.
And it's exactly what you want to see out of your safeties. Come up in run support, come down that alley. As Watkins tries to turn the corner, Gabe Taylor's right there.
Speaking with Taylor yesterday, he said, this team should be 5-1, but we're 3-3. You can't have a rear view mirror. He still believes his team can go the distance. Biggest play of the night for Tulsa offensively. Williams picked out Devin Williams, so Williams to Williams for a gain of 23.
Yeah, and they're going to go a little tempo here, but this is just a over route by Williams, and it's a good pass by Cardell Williams in stride to 19, Devin Williams.
Cardell thought about loading up another one. Instead, dumps it off. Positive yardage on first down, and that's the name of the game.
Yeah, and you know, Jay, working with me, offenses, first down efficiency, 4 or more yards on first down. When you can do that, you can usually turn it into a first down and keep drives alive. And again, nice pickup there on first down as Cardell Williams just dumps it off to Anthony Watkins.
Watkins, ankle tackled, falling forward. He's going to be just short of this first down. Chris Conti prevented him from getting there.
Yeah, good push up front, though. I think they're obviously go tempo here again. I'd give it to Watkins again. He's your bigger downhill back. Get good push and go get yourself a yard.
Instead, Williams throwing on 3rd and short. It's caught into Rice territory. First down, Carl Chester with the grab.
Forget running it. Let's throw it to the outside. Carl Chester, 6'3" receiver. Good cushion, good route. Turn Sean Fresh all the way around in a 3-6. He comes back, makes a nice catch. It's a good looking play right there.
And if you're Rice, you're thinking they're going to run the ball. Instead, a throw to move the chains. Now back to the ground game. Bill Jackson takes it for 4.
It also looks like got that first quarter out of their system done. No rear view mirror for them either. Can't look back and just look like they're playing with a little better poise right here. And again, they're not out of this game by a long shot. It's only 14-0. Put a score in here, and that's going to flip momentum back to them.
Braylon Braxton back on the field. He's the starting quarterback. Now moves into the backfield on the left hip of Williams. Williams rolling right. Nobody open. Has to run. Tried to spin out of the sack and can't do it. Chris Conti and Myron Morrison there to swallow up Williams.
And Conti's a 234-pound linebacker, number 11. Does a good job tracking down Cardell Williams in space, slows him up enough, and then his partner in crime, Myron Morrison, comes and finishes it off with the tackle.
Williams, pressure coming, steps up, down he goes, back-to-back sacks. That one belongs to Coleman Coco.
And it's looked like he got a little stinger there after he gets up from that sack, but we'll take a look at it on the other side.
Went down after making that sack. We'll step aside. Time after time in big spots of this first half, Rini, the Rice defense comes up clutch.
Yeah, both defensive ends. Piercy with the rush, forces the quarterback, Williams up, and then Coco's going to come inside and clean it up. Great job by both defensive ends there for Rice.
And that was a 3rd and 8 that becomes a 4th and 14, so you can't think about going for it on 4th down. The punt unit is out. And they pin Rice inside the 5. Tulsa still struggling to score tonight. 3 turnovers and 2 drives that had momentum and then stalled. Kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the ESPN app. They'll have everything you need to know, early breaking stories, injury updates, previews of each game, taking you right up to kickoff. Now, we mentioned Christian McCaffrey's younger brother, Luke McCaffrey, is JT Daniels' top target for Rice in this offense. Everyone will be wondering, is Christian healthy or not? That'll be a big discussion on NFL Countdown, I'm sure. MRI Monday, he will be a game-time decision. Stop for no gain there. This is where Rice could be really dangerous, Rainey, because they're known for going on long drives, one of the slowest tempo teams in the entire country. So a full field in front of them, a 2-touchdown lead, they'll be going nice and slow.
And rule of thumb for most offenses, and back when I played, when you're pinned inside your 5, first and foremost, you got to get 1 first down. You got to get a first down. You can't get cute with it. Get it off the goal line, and then you can go from there.
Empty set, Daniels throwing, incomplete. Dean Connors was in the area, but miscommunication there.
And although Dean Connors is the second leading receiver on the team, he comes out of the backfield a lot. That time he's lined up at wide receiver. JT Daniels wanted back shoulder there. He wanted Dean Connors to stop on that right sideline. He put it in that pocket. Connors kept going down the field, and he's just not an everyday wide receiver, and that's why that connection didn't hook up on that pass.
You know, on a 3rd and 9, all eyes on number 10 in white, Luke McCaffrey in the slot, top of your screen. Instead, Rice running the football. The cut from Connors picks up the first down. Trickery. 3rd and 9 to run it.
Well,
Risky move, and it pays off.
Connors says, hand it to me. I feel a little better with it. Just an inside handoff, good patience. He presses the hole, bounces, and then gets vertical, right? Good job, situational awareness. He knew he needed to get vertical to pick up that first down. Terrific run by Dean Connors.
Already 67 yards tonight for Connors. 54 of them came on the opening touchdown. Here's McCaffrey. He is brought down to the backfield. Malone, nice tackle from Tulsa.
Yeah, good recognition on that jet sweep. Getting to McCaffrey. No gain. And remember, Luke McCaffrey's a former quarterback. This is only his 2nd full season as a wide receiver. I think he's transitioned to that position pretty well.
Play action. Daniels dials up a deep ball. Looking for McCaffrey and just missed him.
They're taking their shots though, right? Good protection that time. Deep corner route by McCaffrey. JT Daniels lets it go, and they just can't hook up. But they're trying to stress that secondary of Tulsa. They're taking their vertical shots tonight, early and often.
Third and 10. Remember, they just converted on a 3rd and 9, running the football. This time, going to pick it up, or try to through the air, and miscommunication again. Daniels and McNeil just not on the same page there. Rice forced to punt.
Yeah, again, JT Daniels throws back shoulder. Ross and McNeil does not break it off. Bottom of the screen. Right here, he wants him to stop and come back. Very hard to defend for the corner, but McNeil just didn't break the route off and go back shoulder.
Cam Benjamin awaits the punt, watches it bounce in front of him. and Tulsa will take over in Rice territory. So this is good starting field position. Tulsa still looking for their first score on the night. One of the best players in the NFL right now.
And if you're wondering, we asked Luke. He leaves his brother alone during the season because he's busy. He doesn't call him and ask for advice. They, leave each other alone. But Dad Ed does help Luke break down film each and every week of his wide receiving routes and so forth. So, yeah, it's a good athletic family to be a part of for sure.
Braylon Braxton back into the game at quarterback, paying dividends, scampering for a big run of 18.
When we talk about the size of Braylon Braxton, 6'2", 222, he's got good footwork as well. Very quick, pushes, bounces, good speed for his size. He's a weapon running the football.
And now Cardell Williams, so swings it to Braxton, falls on the football, incomplete. Kevin Wilson told us, you'll see both quarterbacks. I didn't think we'd see so many plays with both of them on the field.
And we saw the nice run on first down by Braylon Braxton, keeps him ahead of the chains, really moves them nicely, and then you get the drop right after it on first down.
That's to Braylon Carroll down for Rice. Redshirt junior from Duncanville High School in Texas, big-time high school program. We'll step aside with Carroll down, getting attended to. Really friendly with one another.
Yeah, they're definitely friendly. They are roommates with each other, and that was a decision and choice that they both made, and they love it, and they grow from each other. Iron sharpens iron.
Williams throwing quickly, big hit. Dropped for a loss of 5.
It was Trayshawn Devons, the corner with the tackle. Gabe Taylor, 26, they send him on a safety blitz, forces Cardell Williams to throw it quicker in the corner. Devons comes up and makes the tackle for the loss. 5th TFL tonight for Rice.
Sets up a 3rd and 15. Williams trying to pick it up with his feet. And he stopped short. And now a decision to make if you're first-year head coach Kevin Wilson. Do you go on a 4th and 8?
Yeah, I think he's going to kick it because it's 4th and 8. They got it to about 4th and 4, 4th and 5. I think they would have went, but I think points are important for them here. Again, only down 14-0 with all the turnovers they've had. If you can get some momentum here and get some points. It's a little breezy out tonight, but it's kind of died down, so it's a good spot here for Meyer.
Chase Meyer from 45 yards. He's perfect on the season, and it stays that way. Tulsa finally breaks through on a 45-yard field goal. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund.
And it was really windy in pregame. We were watching Chase Meyer play with the wind. Started out that right, upright, let the wind bring it back. It's died down a little bit now, and that was a nice kick there by Chase Meyer. And important for Tulsa to get on the scoreboard here, get some positive momentum.
It's funny, we talked a lot about Kevin Wilson's 2-quarterback system tonight. Larisha adding that they're roommates, super friendly, not so much competitive, and both have similar skill sets, so you don't have to adjust the offense at all. But there's the old adage, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Tulsa would benefit from just sticking with one guy?
Yeah, it's easy for me to say yes up here, but at the end of the day, Kevin Wilson, Steve Spurrier Jr., they're with these guys every day in practice. They know what's best. As long as the team's okay, and I think because their skill sets are so similar, it's okay, but you almost feel like a guy, one of the quarterbacks can't get into a rhythm, right? And I think that is the biggest issue when you change them in and out. And the other thing, because their skill sets are similar, doesn't really stress the defense. They don't have to change things up when one comes in as opposed to the other. But the biggest thing with that is, I think, tough sometimes to get into a rhythm when you're getting moved out of the position every couple series.
Next game's up tomorrow night, SMU and Temple over on ESPN2, another American Conference clash. And then Saturday in the ACC Top 20 matchup between Duke and undefeated Florida State. And we're enjoying this Thursday night game in the American. JT Daniels and Rice back on the field. A 14-3 lead. Daniels throwing on first down, spinning, falling forward, the big tight end Bowden Gruen. Those two, Daniels and Gruen, both products of Modern Day High School in California, one of the superpower high schools, if you will.
And one thing you don't have to worry about if you're Tulsa, JT Daniels is not running the ball. He is not a threat to run. He's got -, yards on the year rushing. He's a pure pocket passer, and empty set there, some good routes, gets it to Gruen, the big tight end.
Connors picks up the first down, gain of 5. Under 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Rice a 14-3 lead, and they're liable to run out the clock here. The 4th slowest team in college football this season.
And that's not necessarily a negative. People will see slow as negative. No, it's just old school football. Taking your time, huddle up, let the play clock run.
Daniels goes under center. Play action. In trouble. Escapes, throws, and it's caught for the first down. Back to Gruen. Great job by JT Daniels sticking with it. Take another look.
Well, watch the left side of the screen. He's able to feel that pressure by Kopinski, who's great off the edge. He feels it. He's able to secure the football so there's not a strip sack, which he had last week. Right side of the screen, you're going to see zero swipe at it. JT Daniels steps up, he secures the ball, and he still throws a strike to Bowden Gruen.
Gruen 2 catches tonight, both on this possession. And just like that, Rice into Tulsa territory. Daniels throwing over pressure. Incomplete. I think he just wanted to throw that ball away.
I agree with you. He saw the routes were covered. Good job on the back end. And Tulsa pocket was breaking down. He just threw that one away. And again, goes to his experience. He's been playing football a long time. He's been in a lot of systems. And if you're wondering and you're not really paying attention, you're kind of wondering, why did JT Daniels come to Rice? Had a great relationship with Mike Bloomgren, the head coach, from back when he was in high school, and this was the right fit for him.
Yeah, Bloomgren was an assistant coach at Stanford at the time under David Shaw, trying to get Daniels to commit to Stanford. Instead, he decided to go to USC. Started games as a true freshman there. 5-star quarterback. Now his 4th stop here at Rice. Tulsa sends pressure again. Daniels just about got rid of it.
He's in the pocket. The headline judge is going to come over and talk to Daryl DeBerry, the referee. I fully expect a yellow flag to be dropped here for intentional grounding because there was not a receiver in the area. So they're going to talk, and you should see the white hat take his yellow flag and drop it on the ground. To me, that was intentional grounding. He was in the pocket, didn't have a receiver in the area. And now the the side judge is going to come up as well.
There's no foul for intentional grounding.
So,
there was a receiver in the area.
Let's take another look.
Yeah.
The ball does get over the line of scrimmage, which is necessary.
To me, that's a 50-50 call. They decided the receiver was in the area. I thought he could have easily dropped the flag for intentional grounding, but I'm not the official, so I gave you my point of view. You see the officials.
3rd and 10, play action. Otoviano on the screen, stopped short of the first down. Needed 10, got 6. And Darren Ray, critical stop. Julian Simon there as well. But now a 4th and 4 upcoming.
It gets him enough yardage, right, where Mike Bloomgren and Marcus Tuiasosopo, the offensive coordinator, say, okay, let's go for it here. It's a good distance for us. We can pick this up, and under 3 minutes left here in the first half.
Let's see if JT Daniels decides to try and hard count him here. He's been running the play clock down to 1 on almost every snap this drive. It's down to 2. And Mike Bloomgren decides to take a timeout.
Charge timeout, Rice. There
We'll
first.
take the timeout as well. 4th and 4 upcoming for JT Daniels and Rice. Halftime report, Kevin Connors. Sam Acho will take a look at the NCAA deciding today to investigate Michigan. And then Sam thinks the Blue Devils have an edge on undefeated Florida State. That all coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report. Here we go, 4th and 4. Rice deciding to leave the offense on the field. JT Daniels has trips to his left. Tulsa showing blitz, brings everybody. Daniels, tipped ball, incomplete. Tulsa's defense delivers. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, big stop there. Sending the pressure, as you said, Jay. Get those hands up. Julian Simon with the defense there. Ball gets tipped. He goes to the ground. Good pressure in the middle of that pocket, and then if you can't get to him, you get those arms up as high as you can, and you get that deflection. Good turnover on downs there for Tulsa.
What an opportunity this is for the Golden Hurricane offense that struggled mightily in the opening quarter, turned it over 3 times. He's got plenty of time to cut into this Rice lead. Braylon Braxton running out of the backfield. Plenty of green grass in front of him. Biggest gain of the night. Nearly 40.
And he's a weapon with those legs. Pull those offensive linemen out in front of him on that left side. Look at that. It's like student body left. Great job sealing it off. And Braxton goes down that left sideline.
2 minutes until halftime. Tulsa, a big gain of 40. They run it with Braxton again. This time brought down for no gain.
I mean, and if you're Kevin Wilson, right, you're thinking, can we pop it in? If we get a touchdown here before half, go in down 14-10, that's a win. How this first half is gone, right?
And they start with the football coming out of the locker room in the second half. Here's Cardell Williams. That ball is dropped incomplete. It was thrown low. Chester couldn't make the catch.
And really, I mean, even a field goal would get it to a 1-score game. Obviously, you want to finish it off with a touchdown.
After that big gain of 40, now a 3rd and 11. Williams in trouble, escapes the sack, throws, has the first down, spinning out of a tackle, tiptoeing the sideline, touchdown! Cam Benjamin did a great job staying in bounds for the Tulsa touchdown.
What an outstanding job by Cardell Williams, though. Avoids the sack, steps up in the pocket, throws a strike to Benjamin, who's going to fight off the safety, Jonathan Jean, stay in bounds, go down that left sideline, and finish the drive off with a score. Now, replay is going to take a look at this, make sure he got inside that pylon. But what a play by Cardell Williams. So again, Cardell Williams avoids the sack, comes up, heads up, strike to Benjamin. Stays in bounds. I think the question is, did he clear? He had the ball in his right hand as he stepped through that pylon. To me, it looks like a touchdown. Take another look at it here. Definitely stays in bounds. To me, ball's in the right hand. We'll get a good look at it here. He's got to have some part of his body cross over that pylon. He'll get goal line extended. Looks to me like that right leg crossed over. The ball's in his right hand. Was called a touchdown on the field. Remember, you need indisputable video evidence to overturn it. I think this is going to stand.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is confirmed.
And they confirm it, not only make it stand.
So Tulsa's defense gets the turnover on downs, and then the offense goes 69 yards in just 4 plays. Huge momentum swing in this game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They had no momentum. They get it back with 1:14 left in this second quarter. And we got ourselves a ball game, which we thought we would tonight.
This offense has come alive after 3 turnovers in the first quarter of this game. Back-to-back drives with points, all set up on this turnover on downs.
Yeah, and it was Julian Simon, 24, the linebacker. Couldn't get a rush on, but he went up, got that deflection. And then Cardell Williams avoiding the sack, throwing a strike to Camden Benjamin. Breaks the tackle down that sideline, gets it in for the score. And Mr. Momentum is now firmly on this Tulsa sideline.
That Tulsa offense has gone back and forth all night long. They are committed to this 2-quarterback system. Braylon Braxton had the 40-yard run, and then Cardell Williams comes in and delivers that great play. So you can use the same 2 guys throughout the night.
Yeah.
And that creates some creativity, defensive problems for Rice to defend.
And if you're joining us late, Tulsa turned the ball over 3 times in that first quarter. It looked like it might have been lights out. They fought back. They kept fighting in this game, and just like that, 14-10.
From his own 1, tumbling out of bounds, Quentin Jackson at the 25.
And now you got to defend again, right? You can't give up something late here with 1:09 left to Rice and JT Daniels. Got to get into the locker room right here. Momentum's on your side. No big plays here if you're Tulsa defensively. Nothing behind you, nothing over the top. Keep everything in front of you.
2 timeouts at Daniels' disposal here with 1:09 remaining until halftime. Running right, throws on the run. It's caught. Great catch. Landon Ransom, the freshman, hung on. Got the feet down, gain of 14.
Yeah, excellent concentration right there. He had both feet in. Survives the ground. Excellent catch by the young freshman.
Everybody
receiver
on that Tulsa sideline saying, incomplete, incomplete. That's a good catch.
Yeah, it's just what you do right on your sideline. And instead, it's the opposite. The kid made an excellent catch.
Pressure coming. Daniels throws over to the sideline again, and once again, it's caught. Rawson McNeil this time with a great grab.
I mean, it's such a good throw by JT Daniels. He throws this before Rawson McNeil comes out of his break, and it's right at the sideline where it needs to be, where McNeil can make the catch and keep a foot in.
We talked about it earlier. Rice is the 4th slowest tempo team in the country, so they do not want to go fast. They want to huddle in between plays. Because Daniels threw the ball right on the sideline, it's allowed them to huddle and keep their offensive rhythm without taking time off the clock. Daniels targeting McNeil. That time Drop incomplete.
And to your point, Jay, with 2 timeouts left, 51 seconds left now, whole offense is open to them. They can still use the middle of the field. They just happen to use the sideline for a few plays, but they can still use the middle of the field. And they only need about, probably about 15 yards, 16 yards to give Tim Horn, their kicker, a chance here.
Daniels, quick throw, once again to the sideline, right on the money to Landon Ransom, and another first down.
And that's an NFL throw. We see it. When you can make that out pass from the far hash like that, yeah, that's a big time throw by JT Daniels. And Landon Ransom did a good job to make sure he vaulted himself out of bounds to stop that clock. So still 2 timeouts in their back pocket for Rice.
Empty set. Daniels rolls right, throws back left. Here's Dean Connors. First down and more inside the 20. And Rice rolling in this 2-minute offense into the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, you're not thinking field goal anymore. You're thinking touchdown, and exactly what I said Tulsa could not do. You know, you had momentum in this game. They had 1:09 left when Rice got the ball back, and they've let him go right down the field into the red zone.
Time won't be the issue. 2 timeouts still remaining, 38 seconds. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. This is about execution. Daniels fires to the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Rice! And it's the freshman Landon Ransom. His 3rd catch on the drive. That one goes for a score.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. The drive was almost exclusively Landon Ransom. Left side of the screen. He's just going to run a corner route. He gets separation from the safety, Jace Oliver. And JT Daniels puts it right on him in rhythm. And what a drive.
That's a super impressive response. Rice goes 6 plays, 74 yards in just 36 seconds, and they did not take a timeout.
Yeah, unbelievable. Use the sideline, great. That's efficiency, and you do that with a quarterback with the experience of JT Daniels. Let's take a look at it again. You're gonna see him, he's in the slot here. He's just gonna press up. He's got a safety on him. That's a matchup you want. He's gonna go to the corner. JT Daniels recognizes that safety, that Landon Ransom, that matchup is on a safety. He's got speed, he pushes up, goes to the corner. If you can get a speedy slot receiver on a safety or a nickel, you'll take that. They got it, they scored.
That's a drive that shows why JT Daniels was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, goes to USC, starts as a true freshman, plays on the Georgia team that ends up winning a national championship. Replaced by Stetson Bennett midway through that season, then tries to reboot at West Virginia. Still not clicking. He is playing his best football here at Rice. And you expect him to get a look at the next level?
I do. He's going to get a shot. I mean, he's going to get into camp. He's too smart. I mean, we've had a couple conversations with him. He's very analytical. He understands the game. And when he told us the biggest thing for him after all these years is the game has slowed down to him and for him. And it shows because he knows what the defense wants to do. He's playing well.
When you're talking about his attitude, I asked him, how do you remain so calm in certain situations? He said, naturally, he has a very neutral attitude. His mindset is really of objective reality. It is what it is in that moment. And like you said, he's a football nerd. Guys, he came into the conversation with us spitting numbers, and his coach said, hey, he keeps us on our toes.
We didn't know how conservative Tulsa would be here with under 30 seconds left. Big run now allows the Golden Hurricane to take a shot before the end of the half, although there's a flag, and this is coming back.
Holding. Offense number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
So now instead of opening up the playbook, you probably just run this, get into the locker room.
I agree with you. He had a couple nice runs, and they would have definitely opened it up there at midfield with 22 seconds left. Now that holding kind of hurts them. I think they'll be conservative again, hand it off, maybe a screen pass, but you just got to be careful you don't have, something horrific happen down here, a turnover here with 22 seconds left in half. So something high percentage here. See if you can pop it again.
The holding call negates a 17-yard play that would have brought Tulsa to the 50. Braxton runs it himself. Mike Bloomgren ran over to the official. I thought he was signaling that he took a timeout, and he did. Clock continued to run, but he shot in and called that timeout. He's got 2 of them in his pocket, and if they get a 3rd down stop here, they'll force Tulsa to have to punt the football.
Yeah, so it's curious, right? Because I thought maybe he would call that timeout earlier to force possibly to get the stop and then force a punt, but really 3 seconds left. There's just 1 play left in this half.
Well, will they add time back on?
We'll see. He was over talking to the official, but I don't think he called the timeout. He was watching the play run. Normally you do that, right? If it's 4th down, you're going to force them to take a snap, to punt it. Maybe you set up a return. Maybe you set up a block. It's still 3rd down here. So Tulsa should be able to knock these 3 seconds off
Game
the
clock
clock.
operator.
Well, here we go.
Please set the game clock to 17
Yeah, I
seconds.
told
Yeah,
you,
there
he got it.
Then he got it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you wouldn't take it with 3.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, now it's
Thank you.
a little clearer now, absolutely.
Braxton going to throw, launches, and it's incomplete, too high. And now Tulsa has to punt. 12 seconds left. Good timeout by Mike Bloomgren.
But I tell you what, Devin Williams was open. He ran a great route. Sean Fresh, big cushion off him. That you got to complete that pass, right? You got to get that 1st down to end this half. And now with 12 seconds left, you're going to force a punt here. And watch the route, top of the screen, good cushion. Again,
Yeah, he's wide open.
comes back and it's just a little high. You got to complete that one, right?
And now Tulsa
Charge
takes
timeout.
a timeout.
Tulsa.
Their final
They have
1.5.
30 seconds in left.
Well, obviously, you're going to punt it here. You got to make sure you have max protection, right? That's the biggest thing here because, obviously, if you're Rice, you do one of 2 things, right? You try to block the punt or you try to set up a return. And I think Kevin Wilson kind of upset with the timing on it because he saw that clock run down. But I'm with you. Mike Bloomgren was standing next to an official on the other side of the field. And obviously, he called it with 17, and the officials put it back on. So as you said, you don't want to go into halftime with those timeouts in your pocket. They don't carry over. It's always tough when you're that headline judge, right, on the sideline of the coach.
Throws the headset too.
Yeah, you're getting an earful over there.
First-year head coach Kevin Wilson fired up on a Thursday night.
That's Scott Held, the headline judge over there, that's getting an earful. And
back for some more. No headset, no problem.
Yeah, and that's what he's upset about, the timing issue, that he believed they put too much time, but it is what it is. And
Rice goes after that punt. Doesn't come up with the block. And the clock runs to 0. And that'll do it for this first half. JT Daniels capitalizing on 3 Tulsa turnovers, a 21-10 lead. Everybody headed to the locker room.
Clock to 3 seconds.
They're going to head 3 seconds back on. All JT Daniels is going to do is take the snap and take a knee.
You know, the clock keeper said, let's just get to halftime, right? He tried to get it to zeros because the momentum that Tulsa had with, 1:09 left in the second quarter, it got flipped right away with that Rice drive led
Game
by
clock
JT
operator,
Daniels.
please set the game clock to 3 seconds.
Conference on ESPN. Now it is a beautiful night for football in Tulsa for the home team, the Golden Hurricane, trailing the Rice Owls 21-10 at the break. And a terrific first half for JT Daniels at quarterback. His team up by 11. Hi, everybody. Alongside Rini and Golia. Jay Alter with you. Larisha Harris down on the sideline. Rini, you take a look at that first half, and really, Rice jumps out to that 2-touchdown lead, 14-0 early. They've been in control since.
Yeah, you know, give Tulsa credit. They fought back. The 3 turnovers in the first half could have been disastrous. They fought back. They got some momentum with 1:09 left in the half, but the defense doesn't stop Rice. JT Daniels goes down the field, gets another score, and takes that momentum back at halftime.
Yeah, you mentioned Tulsa cutting it to 4. If they could have gone into the locker room with the momentum, they'd have a lot of it to start this third quarter, leading in time of possession by more than 7 minutes. Let's check in with Larisha Harris down on the field.
Well, guys, I spoke to head coach Mike Bloomgren, who credits the defense and their play for their successful start in the first half. He said those 3 takeaways were vital and key for them to get things going. He also mentioned that he felt his offense was a little stagnant in the second quarter, but he was happy about that last drive right before the half. I believe they executed that 2-man drive well. He did mention that they need to protect JT Daniels a little bit better because when he's given time, he can be special. Meanwhile, head coach Kevin Wilson said the message to his team was simply to settle down and take care of the ball. He mentioned their team motto, which is to keep fighting to be your very best in every situation, guys.
That's a great point from Larisha, from both head coaches talking about those 3 turnovers. If you're Tulsa, who's going to get the ball to begin this third quarter, and they'll get it in great field position because the opening kickoff of this second half booted out of bounds by Goda.
Kicking team, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
If you're Tulsa, you almost feel good. You're only down 11 considering those 3 first quarter turnovers.
Excuse me.
Too much popcorn at halftime for Rini.
100% what it was, popcorn. You're 100% right. I mean, you feel like here you get the ball back, got great field position to start in the second half, go down, get a score, get it back within 1 score, and then again, this has been a game of momentum. Try to get this momentum back on your side. You got an opportunity right here. We'll see if Kevin Wilson's pregame halftime speech in there resonated.
Go to the ground game, right up the middle. Anthony Watkins trying to push that pile. You know, we've said it all night long. 2-quarterback system for this Golden Hurricane offense. We've seen both Braylon Braxton and Cardell Williams in the shotgun. And in fact, we've seen a bunch of plays where both of them are on the field at the same time.
And they've done a nice job running the ball out of the quarterback position. Like to see them get more running game going with the actual running backs.
Braxton pulls, throws on the run, delivers it right on the money. Incomplete though. Camden Benjamin must not have survived the ground there because he got a foot in bounds, thought he made the catch.
Yeah, definitely toe tapped. His foot was in bounds. And yep, you see the bobble, doesn't survive the ground. As you said, Jay, it's a good call by the officials.
Tough break for Benjamin, who scored a spectacular touchdown in the first half of this game. And a 3rd and long for Tulsa. They have struggled in this spot tonight, just 3 of 9. Pressure coming. Braxton rolls right. Trying to pick it up with his feet, forced out of bounds. And that's a 3 and out for the Golden Hurricane to start this second half.
And good pursuit by the Rice defense because he almost turned a corner to pick up that first down. TJ, Arkansas there, comes up, just gets enough on him, forcing him out of bounds. Good job.
Angus Davies out there to punt it away. Not the start to this second half that Tulsa envisioned. And Sean Fresh from his own 5-yard line has a couple of blockers. Cuts back and is finally met at the 25. Solid return of 20 for Fresh. And that's where JT Daniels and the Owls offense will take over.
And you heard Larisha give us that report from Coach Mike Bloomgren. Was really happy with that 2-minute offense there at the end, and I guess so, because they went right down the field, put another touchdown on the board.
Daniels, 2 first-half touchdowns. Now 17 on the season, which leads all quarterbacks in the American Conference. Otoviano, solid hole opened up. Ran it for 7 there to start the drive.
Otoviano's been the main back along with Dean Connors. You know, Dalen Alexander, the true freshman running back who's had a nice season, a little banged up. So he's not playing tonight, but they have a good arsenal of running backs back there that they can give the ball to.
Right up the middle again, needed 2, only got 1, so 3rd and 1 upcoming here.
Yeah, Owen Ostrowski, 48 for Tulsa, came down on that one as well. Good job of that defensive line. And a big down here. Got to get the ball back to your offense here.
Daniels goes under center. Play action, gonna throw the ball, wide open. First down and a whole lot more. Jack Bradley, only his 4th catch of the season, goes for 41.
And they did that out of their hippo personnel, they call that. 3 running backs, 2 tight ends. That's 32 personnel. Haven't seen them throw it out of it this year. They do it right there. Excellent job. As Jack Bradley releases down the field, everyone's trying to play run. Easy pitch and catch from JT Daniels to Jack Bradley.
Here's McCaffrey, blown up in the backfield. Oh, and Ostrowski was not fooled. A passionate player on this Tulsa defensive line comes up clutch.
Yeah, just like he gets shot out of a cannon there. Does a great job. He's right here. Watch him. He's not going to get fooled at all as he comes up the field. Gets to McCaffrey for the jet sweep and gets that tackle for a loss. 2nd TFL for Ostrowski.
A Tulsa native, his father Jerry in the Hall of Fame here at Tulsa.
And that's who I was eating popcorn with, his dad Jerry, that came in the booth.
Daniels, risky pass, squeezes it in. Luke McCaffrey again. McNeil. You know, McCaffrey and McNeil, they've been a 1-2 punch, wide receiver threats.
Yeah, McNeil is just a taller McCaffrey. 6'5", little back shoulder, which we know JT Daniels likes to throw, and McNeil, good concentration, and just like that, 1st and goal for the Owls.
Now it's been pick your poison tonight for JT Daniels. Now a 1st and goal, trying to punch it in. Daniels steps up, decides to run, takes it in for a touchdown. That drive was all JT Daniels. And Rice goes 75 yards in 6 plays for the score.
Well, clip it. 9:47 left in the third. You don't usually see a JT Daniels rush for a touchdown. You get one right there. I mean, he wanted to throw it. He keeps his head up, but the defenders didn't come to him, and he just kept running right into the end zone.
Negative 58 rushing yards on the season. Not anymore with his feet, JT Daniels. Caps off that 75-yard touchdown drive with his 2nd career rushing touchdown. Obviously known for his arm, but
showing the teams in the American, hey, watch out for my running ability. Yeah, not so much, but listen, smart. He wanted to pass it. The defenders don't come to him. Waltz is in there for the touchdown on the ground.
I hate to throw you under the bus, but you said in the first half he is 0 threat to run.
He really is. Hence why he got in on the ground and no one came to tackle him.
Let's check in with Larisha.
Well, Reedy, he proved you wrong with that one. And even afterwards, I talked before about how he has a neutral attitude. Well, he cracked a little smile. I think he was kind of proud of himself for running that touchdown in. And then we saw guys like McCaffrey and McNeil coming to him, you know, yelling, saying, "You are an athlete. You are an athlete." So it's pretty exciting to see his teammates proud of him for making that run.
See, even the teammates were surprised, right? So, no, it's a good job by him, for sure.
Important drive for Tulsa. They go back to the freshman Cardell Williams. Quarterback keeper there. Gain of 5 on first down.
And I think you'll see Tulsa here try to get this tempo going, try to get into some type of rhythm. You know, they've moved the ball in chunks tonight. Just not able to finish off drives.
Williams, broken play. It totally swallowed up. No getting past the big fella in the middle, Blake Banish. He's coming at you with all 330 pounds.
Yeah, on a broken play, you got nowhere to go and you come back into 330-pound mass of humanity like that. Ugh, not good. And that 330 is going to win when you take it on like that.
After the tackle for loss. 3rd and 7. Williams throws, incomplete. Collision after the incompletion, no flags.
Yeah, the ball's thrown behind, and it's just a big-time hit after, and you know, sometimes they will throw a flag there for unnecessary roughness. They don't on play. Wyatt, the safety, it's kind of a hybrid safety. They call that their Viper position, as he gives a big hit on Benjamin and goes incomplete.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs to start this second half. And that takes a very friendly Tulsa roll inside the 10-yard line. Rice with the football, looking to add to the largest lead of the night after that 62-yard punt. Didn't have so much popcorn at halftime, I'd say we'd
listen, I apologize to the viewers at home. I did choke on a piece of popcorn to start the second half, but I mean, you almost had to do the Heimlich. At least I was, you know, it was okay. So thanks for caring.
It's been a third quarter to forget for Reaney, as well as the Tulsa offense. Back-to-back 3-and-outs give the ball back to Rice. JT Daniels, quick hitter. The tight end Grun. It's the modern-day connection. Went to the same high school out in California. That's a powerhouse program.
And they rave about Bowden Grun's ball skills. Good size tight end, 6'3", 227, runs good routes, good hands. He's a good weapon.
One thing JT Daniels has done an outstanding job of all season long, including tonight, spreading the ball around. 8 different receivers he's connected with tonight. to the running game. Not much room for Otoviano. Larisha?
Jay, you talked about it, spreading to 8 different receivers this game. I asked him what is to credit for that, and he said all of the guys have a really good understanding of where to be. The guys are reliable, and he really credits Rawson as being one of the guys who has made tremendous efforts and improvements this year. He's fast, and he's proven that he's capable and strong enough to come down with it in tight areas.
And that's big number 80, 6'5", redshirt freshman out of Marietta, Georgia. 3rd and 3, Daniels throws, it's caught. McCaffrey breaks the tackle, has the first down. He's a hard runner after the catch, goes for 18.
And to piggyback on that point about spreading the ball around, the reason why he does it so well is he goes through his progressions. He does not lock in. Now, this was a set throw right into the flat to Luke McCaffrey. He immediately puts it there. He turns upfield. Reggie Ellis, the safety, can't come down fast enough. But JT Daniels goes through his progressions. He doesn't lock in on one receiver, or two for that matter, goes through, and he finds the open man.
McCaffrey, the youngest of the 4 McCaffrey brothers. All played Division I football, and Daniels goes right back to McCaffrey. Now, here we are saying Daniels spreads the ball around, and he does, but no doubt about it, McCaffrey's the top target.
Well, and that was a great catch by McCaffrey. Reaches out, uses his hands. If he doesn't catch this ball, Reggie Ellis, number 3 for Tulsa, is sitting there and is probably going to intercept this ball. Watch that right there. I mean, it's coming towards number 3. Look at him reach back, use those hands, snatch it in there. Excellent receiver is Luke McCaffrey.
He was originally recruited to Nebraska as a quarterback, came to Rice, switched to wide receiver, which is the position his father Ed played in the NFL. That time, Dean Connors just lost his footing.
Yeah, give the 39 the credit for the tackle there, 39-yard line as he snipers and goes down. And, you know, it's interesting on that play. So they had a play like that last week where JT Daniels threw a lateral. It was scooped and scored by UConn for a touchdown. He said they worked on that religiously this week. That orbit route that you just saw Dean Connors run, it will not be thrown as a lateral again. They'll make sure it's forward, and it was there. But Jay liked that, 39 with the tackle. Made him laugh.
I did. 3rd and 4. Daniels throws, it's caught. Rawson McNeil for the first down into Tulsa territory. And once again, JT Daniels delivers.
And not only spreads the ball around, as we talked about, spreads it around the field, right? He stresses that secondary of Tulsa. He's got big receivers on the outside. We've highlighted McNeil, 6'5", good route, little dig route, comes back. JT Daniels puts it on him. He's got skill in the slot. I mean, this is a dangerous offense when it's running on all cylinders, and it looks pretty good tonight.
Daniels goes under center for the 3rd time tonight. Hands it off, trying to bounce outside. Can't quite break it off. Ari Broussard, his first carry of the night, loses 2.
And that's the one thing Coach Mike Bloomgren and offensive coordinator Marcus Tuiasopo want to do better is run the ball, right? They're only averaging, coming into this game, 79.5 yards a game rushing. So it's something they want to do. But again, if the defense gives you cushions and you can pass it on them like they are tonight, it's tough to be balanced, right? Because you're throwing the ball pretty much at will.
JT Daniels, empty set. He's completed 10 straight passes. Trying to make it 11. McCaffrey a little behind him.
Yeah, Kadarian Ray, one of the leaders back there at free safety. Good coverage on the back end there. But JT Daniels had a lot of time. Good pocket. It's just good coverage by Tulsa.
Tulsa desperate for this stop, trailing by 18, trying to breathe some life back into this game. A stop would go a long way. Daniels on a 3rd and 12, fires, it's caught. First down, still going inside the 25. Luke McCaffrey, gain of 29.
Yeah, backbreaker. We saw a defensive coordinator there for Tulsa, Chris Polizzi, sends up a little blitz here, little stunt, and they pick it up. Good pocket there. JT Daniels steps up, sits there, doesn't get happy feet, and throws an absolute strike to Luke McCaffrey for another first down. You know, it's important when you stunt like that as an offensive line, when that defensive line stunts towards you, you make sure you communicate, get off blocks, and pick it up. They did a really nice job right there.
McCaffrey, the motion man. Handoff. Otoviano breaks a couple of tackles. Pushing that pile, churning the legs. Wow, that is hard running. Takes it for 14.
You just love to see that out of your running back, right? Keep the legs churning, keep going, and then it doesn't hurt when your offensive line comes from behind and gives you a little shove there, and receivers and everyone's in there, and let's move that pile and pick up a first down.
Inside the 10-yard line, looking to blow this game wide open.
Yeah, that was a little brotherly shove right there by the offensive lineman.
Glad you got the terminology down.
You can do it even not with a quarterback sneak, right? Just
Charge timeout. Tulsa.
Timeout
They're
Tulsa.
first. Timeout
Trailing
on the
by
field.
18. They don't want it to get any worse. They need a stop. Week 8 already off to a strong start. Saturday night gets even better. An all ACC top 20 battle over on ABC. The Florida State Seminoles trying to stay undefeated and in that college football playoff conversation. Coverage begins 7:30 Eastern on ABC.
And it's nice to see that Florida State gave Mike Norvell a few years there to get it going, because he's got it going good now.
Rice trying to extend his 18-point lead. JT Daniels in the Owls offense. 1st and goal inside the 10. Otoviano falling forward to the 5. These are the back-breaking drives that Daniels and Rice's offense is so capable of. That slow tempo, they drain a lot of clock. This is the 12th play of the drive, and if you're Tulsa, you need to hold them to 3.
And it just wears on you, right? It's just, you're out there, as you said, taking up a lot of time. This third quarter's almost over.
This drive's chewed up more than 7 minutes. Broussard cuts in, barreling. Stopped at the 2.
Yeah, Ari Broussard's one of their bigger backs too, 220 pounds. Thought he was gonna bounce it, but thought better of it to square those shoulders up and get north and south, try to get to that goal line.
Here comes the jumbo set. They run Buffalo, Mammoth, and Hippo with Daniels under center.
And that's Buffalo, which is their 22 personnel.
Timeout Tulsa.
And to your
Charge timeout. Tulsa, they're second.
To your point, Jay,
seconds
when they
left.
get down to the goal line, they have a Buffalo formation, which they go 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. They go Mammoth, 2 running backs, 3 tight ends. And Hippo, which we saw 3 running backs, 2 tight ends, which they threw out of earlier to Jake Bradley. So a couple different looks they give you down at the goal line. So they will throw out of these jumbo packages.
Tulsa's burned 2 timeouts in this third quarter. How about this drive? Rice has taken more than 8 minutes off the clock. They've gone 12 plays, 89 yards.
Well, how about JT Daniels in this third quarter? 8 for 9, 132 yards, and a rushing TD. So he's orchestrated these drives beautifully tonight.
Started at their own 9-yard line, now trying to punch it in on a 3rd and goal. To Connors, up over the top, touchdown, Rice! You rarely see the running back get airborne now, but Connors does just that to break the plane.
And we talked about this yesterday in our meeting, and Coach Mike Bloomgren said Dean Connors likes to go over the top. I love it. I said it's throwback. You just don't see running backs do it anymore. You got the fullback out in front, throws a good block, and Connors goes airborne, reaches that ball over and breaks the plane for the touchdown. This snap was bobbled a little bit. Good job by JT Daniels to make sure he handled it and put it in the belly of Dean Connors.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
So they're going to review to make sure he breaks the play. And I gave this analogy last week, and Jay will probably snicker at me. But again, the front of that goal line, okay? If you can imagine a sheet of water that goes straight up from the very front of that line, if the nose of the football touches that sheet of water and puts a ripple in it, you have broken the goal line, and that's a touchdown. And we're going to get a great look at it right here as Connor reaches. Now he's going to reach the ball out. Yeah, so we didn't quite see him reach the ball out, but he clearly did. So replay will sync it up with a couple different looks. You see the headline judge there give the touchdown signal right away. Watch, he's going to reach the ball out right there a little bit, enough to me where I think it broke the plane. And again, it's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn it. Yeah.
I don't know how, from any of these looks you have.
Yeah, that reach right there with the right hand at the end, to me, broke the plane, and this is going to stand. Although every time I'm definitive, the officials like to go opposite of me, but
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I've worked with you too long.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
13 plays, 91 yards, and most impressively, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. What a drive.
So, and you see that drive, right, with all the time off, but we saw him in the first half go down in like 36 seconds and score. So, yeah, they got all the tools in the tool belt tonight working.
This is a Rice team that felt like they should be 5-1. Felt like they let the South Florida and UConn games get away from them. You're seeing why tonight.
Well, I mean, I can tell you, I broke down that UConn game that they played last time out. I mean, they were up 14-0 early. 4 turnovers by this Rice offense that led directly to UConn touchdowns, and they just, when you do that and then you don't get any takeaways, it's very hard to win. I think the statistic is nationally, if you're -4 in turnover ratios, you only have about a 4% chance to win the game, and they were still in it. They had a chance, but ultimately when you turn over the ball like that, you're not going to win. So that they really felt like they let that one get away against UConn. But you know what? You can't let a game beat you twice. You got to look forward. You can't look in the rearview mirror, which they told us, and they've done a really nice job tonight with that.
They have blown this game wide open. Largest lead of the night, 25. And they've scored 21 unanswered. Remember, Tulsa cut it to 14-10. Had momentum in this game, and that is all dissipated. Touchback called for. Let's go into the studio with Kevin Connors.
All right, Jay, what was a 6-2 James Madison lead has been broken open, Sam. This is Jordan McLeod and Reggie Brown.
And Reggie Brown makes an outstanding over-the-shoulder catch, but now Marshall just got their own touchdown.
20-2 on ESPN. Jay, we want more Connors from you guys.
Hey, he's having a career night, already a career high in rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. It's all Connors, Kevin.
Kevin Connors used to jump like that back in his basketball days, how Dean went over the top.
And of course, they're giving you the update for the game on ESPN. James Madison at Marshall. Matt Barry, Dan Mullen on the call there. Hope they found a good golf course over in West Virginia. That's kind of their Thursday night shtick, to play around a golf and then highlight a local course. They were here in Tulsa a couple of weeks ago. They got on Southern Hills that hosted the PGA Championship in 2022.
Yeah, me and you, we tried to go on a little pitch and putt public course we saw, they kicked us off.
Yeah, mini golf.
Yeah, they're like,
for
no,
us.
out of here, you two.
We'll let the excellent PGA championship type golf courses reserved for Dan.
That goes to E1, E2, mini golf. Get out of here.
All right, a commanding lead. They're up by 25 as we head to the fourth quarter.
For Jane Harrison to get to the end zone.
94 yards to the house. It's 20-9 on ESPN, Jay.
Sounds like a fun fourth quarter to come between James Madison and Marshall. Thanks for the update, Kevin. And to get the stat line on Kevin's guy, Dean Connors, you share a last name, 75 rushing yards. That's a career high, and 2 touchdowns. So great night for the Rice running back. The Owls, a 25-point lead to start this fourth quarter. So it's now or never time for this Tulsa offense, Rainey.
Yeah, they'll up the tempo. Nice catch by Devin Williams to start this possession. And again, got to get that tempo going, being down here by 25 points here to start the fourth.
Cardell Williams fires into the ground. And moments ago, Larisha with Rice head coach Mike Bloomgren.
Coach, you told me that when JT is given time, he can be very special. What were your thoughts on him running that ball in?
That was not on my bingo card tonight, but we'll take it. You know, he was surgical on that drive. I think when we give him that time, he really shows that he can make things happen. And again, I think that might be his first rushing touchdown of his college career. So we'll take it. It goes on the board the same way. Really proud of these guys right now.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
A good reason to be a third quarter where they had 166 yards to Tulsa's 9. And there's a flag down on this Tulsa third down rush attempt.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
And I agree with Coach Mike Bloomgren. It wasn't on my bingo card tonight either that JT Daniels was going to rush.
Correction, though.
In.
That was his second
yeah, that's right, Coach doesn't know. It was his second
touchdown.
career rushing touchdown.
First one with Rice, though. And Tulsa's night summed up with the third quarter. They only ran 7 plays, only gained 9 yards. It allowed Rice to outscore them 14-0. And another flag here.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
A third quarter to forget for Tulsa, and it's leaking into the fourth.
Yeah, you get the holding call after the nice run. Now you get that pre-snap penalty. Just can't do it.
Look at those third quarter numbers, Randy.
Yeah, just, nothing going right for Tulsa, and just the opposite. Everything going right for Rice. Just very efficient. Moving the ball up and down the field. A complete game thus far for Rice.
Third and 20 on what should have been a first down. Williams delivers. Needed 20. Got 20, right on the number. Braylon Presley, his first catch of the night.
Yeah, tremendous throw by Cardell Williams. You see Presley push up, come across, make that catch. He got the line to gain.
With some tempo, Williams escapes the sack. Threw it away. No whistle, now one comes in. Did not go down easily. Piercy was all over him.
Yeah, good job just to throw the ball away. He did have a receiver, Jordan Ford, the running back that was in the area, to avoid the intentional grounding here, but big and strong, able to just get it away, live for another down.
Williams surveys, checks it down, looking for Ford, in and out of the hands.
And it's just that one got on Ford a little quick. That's one there where if you're Williams, yeah, get it out to your check down, but maybe take a little something off it for your running back.
3rd and 10. Williams launches, another ball incomplete.
That's on good coverage by Sean Fresh, number 1. Broke on it, has just as much right to the ball as the receiver, fights through, and it goes incomplete. As he was covering Devin Williams there.
Now, there is no doubt this is the best Rice has played all season long. Came in off the bye, frustrated. Lost the game to UConn. They really felt they should have won, if not for 4 turnovers. No room to run there. Fresh taken down inside his own 5. Now, this night has belonged to the Owls on their way to a nice road win. Pay-per-view, the prelims. Wake up early if you're on the West Coast. They start 7 a.m. Pacific on ESPN+. JT Daniels and Rice, a commanding lead. Got up 14-0 and never looked back. Otoviano out of the backfield. No room to run. Remember, the last Rice drive started inside their own 10-yard line, and they took it for a 91-yard touchdown drive that also chewed up 8 minutes of clock. So Rice totally fine with a big lead to slow this tempo on down. They're comfortable. One of the slowest teams in the country.
Tulsa's done a nice job defensively against the run, only giving up 102 yards. It's the 317 passing that they've given up that's really hurt them.
Daniels throws, it's caught. Short of the first down. I mean, Rini, it's so hard to eat as much clock as Rice does when you throw as much as they do.
To me, because that's almost like an extension of the run, right? Those short passes with JT Daniels, he knows he can complete them. You pick up 5-6 yards, it's almost like a run. You keep that clock moving. And so although they haven't, run the ball the way they have wanted to this season, those short passes, again, it's an extension of the run.
Daniels throws on the run. It was a heater. Nice catch to extend the drive. The freshman Landon Ransom. He made a couple of great grabs tonight.
I was thinking the same thing. He had some mustard on this thing. It was a heater, but look at tremendous job by Landon Ransom. Get those hands up there and makes a nice catch, pulls it in, and the route was deep enough where even if he's tackled right there, they're moving the chains.
Tulsa really struggled to overcome those 3 first-quarter turnovers and allowed Rice to take a commanding lead, and they are more than in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter, pushing that pile. They're just playing with a little more energy tonight.
Yeah, when the offense is as efficient as Rice has been tonight, you got a nice lead in the 4th quarter. It gives you a little pep in your step to try to close the game out. Good push up front. Otoviano squares those shoulders, finds that little crease in there, and nice 9-yard pickup on first down.
Broussard only needed a yard and got it. And with a team that plays at such a slow tempo, Rini, it becomes an even taller mountain to climb when you get down early.
And to your point, I mean, they throw the ball a lot, so you would think, man, the clock's going to stop. They make receptions, right? They complete the passes, they keep the clock running, and they've been really efficient tonight. And give a lot of credit to JT Daniels. We talked about in the open. I thought he'd play well tonight, and he has.
McCaffrey in a quarterback, a little wildcat action for the former quarterback turned wide receiver. gain of 2.
Took a little pop there. His mouthpiece came flying out there. And he's like, I like running those routes down the field and catching it. You're going to watch a mouthpiece come flying out here. Boom. Got to bite down on that thing.
Darren Ray made the tackle.
And McCaffrey says, let me get out in the slot. A little more comfortable out there.
Stick with the run game. Broussard takes it for the first down. Tough to bring down. Very physical team, Bryce, tonight, and that's exactly what they want, Larisha.
You're right. Intellectual brutality. That's one of their mottos with the team. And pretty much that means you must use your knowledge of must use the guy's knowledge, rather, for them to be successful on the field. But also, when it comes to the brutality portion, making sure that you're playing the game the right way, being physical, imposing your will. And I think we've seen that numerous times tonight, guys.
And right on cue, McCaffrey back in at the Wildcat. Fumble! Scooped up, kept alive. That could have been a disaster for Kobe Campbell in this Rice offense.
Yeah, and you might be saying to yourself, why are they running these plays now? To me, I think they're trying to put some stuff on film for other teams and say, hey, we can do these trick plays out of these formations. That could have been disastrous, but Campbell does a good job to recover it, just get back what he can. Only lost a yard.
Could have been a whole lot worse. If that's a scoop and score, Tulsa has life.
And there's momentum, right? That's a big shift, so you got to be careful running those plays.
Just trying to kill the final 7 minutes of this game. Daniels finds McCaffrey, shoved out of bounds. Short of the first down marker.
But a good, nice, easy pass by Daniels. Get it to McCaffrey in the flat, in stride, turn it up, and get it to 3rd and 2. Those two are really on sync with one another. Got a great relationship.
And Rice 5 of 6 on 3rd down in this second half. Play of the drive. Needed 2, only got 1. Here's K-Ray again, the safety flying up to make a hard-hitting stop.
And exactly what Darren Ray has to do, come up in the box in run support, make that tackle, and prevent the first down. But they're going to go for it. They're going to bring in a big package here, and they're going to get after and try to seal this game right here.
Daniels under center, pitches it. First down and a whole lot more, and that will seal this win for Rice. Dean Connors adds 23 rushing yards to already a career high.
Yeah, that was their mammoth package. 2 backs, 3 tight ends, and instead of going between the tackles, which Tulsa thinks on 4th and 1, you fake it, you give a little pitch out to Connors, one of your most explosive players on the team. Takes it around left edge, and a huge pickup and close to that 100-yard mark for Dean Connors on the ground, and you know that's a hallmark for a running back. Get 100 yards rushing.
Well, that was really the last chance Tulsa had, was to get that stop. Rice continuing to use his slow tempo to their advantage. Still a lot more college football games to come this week in the American. Charlotte at East Carolina at 2 Eastern. Florida Atlantic and UTSA 6 Eastern. And then basketball season right around the corner. FAU, preseason top 10 team, made the Final Four a year ago. Their motto, run it back. A lot of those players from the Final Four team coming back, and you can get it all ESPNplus.com/AAC.
That FAU football team taking on UTSA, they're both 2-0 in conference. That's a big game on the football side.
We saw UTSA over the weekend at the Alamo Dome. Really good football team.
Yeah. And they're healthy again, which is big for them as they get in this stretch run here of the American.
The timeout taken. Rice under 4 minutes away from improving to 4-3. Putting that investigation into their football program earlier today, and then obviously the biggest game of the weekend, Ohio State and Penn State.
And this is when it gets real, right? Because these teams all start playing each other. Big 12 is having a phenomenal year as a conference. They're going to all start playing each other, so it gets real fun here this second half of the season.
How about this drive from Rice? 12 plays, 77 yards. They've taken more than 9 minutes off the clock. They have had 2 drives in this game go longer than 8 minutes. When you can do that, it is impossible to come back.
And to juxtapose that, they've had 3 drives under a minute, so they can go quick too. That one before halftime, 36 seconds, JT Daniels goes 5 for 6 right down the field. So when the offense is humming like it is, they can take all the time off the clock. If they need to go fast, they can, and looks like a very well-oiled machine tonight.
When you get out to a 2-touchdown lead and can sustain drives that go longer than 8 and 9 minutes, I don't know if there's a way to come back. Here's Connors scampering in, his 3rd touchdown on the night.
Let's fucking go! Jesus, let's fucking go!
There's a big smile in the ESPN studio. Kevin Connors said, got to keep shouting out my guy, Dean Connors. A career high, 3 touchdowns and more than 100 yards.
Yeah, goes over 100 yards. He's probably a distant cousin of Kevin Connors somewhere. Presses the hole nice, good push. Bounces to the left. And the explosiveness to get in the end zone. A great night for Dean Connors. Out of a lot of great nights from Rice Owls tonight.
This team told us we feel like we should be 5-1, but there's no rearview mirror. Got to look forward. They've done that tonight. A commanding 42-10 lead. Turn 4:30 Pacific. Florida State has never lost to Duke. They are 21-0.
Are you saying there's a chance?
With Duke's defense, they'll always have a chance.
It's Duke's a good team. You know, it's unfortunate they don't have Riley Leonard back, the quarterback, but yeah, that defense can play.
Now Rice, at one point it was 14-10. It's been all Howell since. They're 258 away from another win. Before the game, look at the results changing the ESPN analytics of getting to a bowl game, which is 6 wins. With the win, Rice goes from 37% all the way to 60%. With the loss, Tulsa drops to 33%.
Yeah, and we knew coming into this game, whoever won this one tonight, big win and momentum going into the latter part of this season.
And guys, speaking of momentum, we saw Rice, be balanced on all cylinders as it pertains to offense, the passing game, the run game, when previously their run game wasn't doing so well. How does this help them be successful as they head into the game against Tulane and SMU, 2 big games they have coming up on the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Larisha, because the coaches challenged them to run the ball better, and they answered it tonight. That offensive line got good push. They got Dean Connors going. Ottaviano got going as well. So, and I think they need that because when they play some other defenses, they're really going to try to take the pass away. And you got to be able to run the ball and be balanced. And they showed that they could do that tonight. And so I know Coach Bloomgren's going to be happy after he watches the film for this one.
And he might even be happier when they have the true freshman running back, Dalen Alexander, join in.
Yeah, he missed tonight's game with an injury. Dean Connors, though, career high, 120 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, a catalyst out of the backfield.
You know, and it was interesting. We talked, as we mentioned earlier, to Gabe Taylor at their team hotel last night, and he said the team was obviously very upset with the loss of UConn. It's one they thought they should have won. They gave it away. They worked really hard at practice, and they said, our goal is we need to win this Tulsa game, right? Get to 4-3, and then we're about to take on the 3-headed snake, because their next 3 games are Tulane, SMU, and UTSA, the top 3 teams, you could argue, in the conference.
With that, if you beat all 3, you play your way into the American Championship game.
They're still in it. To our point that we talked about in the Open, whoever won this game was still alive in the American Athletic Conference race.
Now you mentioned that upcoming schedule. Our upcoming schedule this weekend, tomorrow night, stays in the American, SMU and Temple over on ESPN2, and then game of the week, 7:30 Eastern time Saturday on ABC, Duke and Florida State.
Yeah, Rhett Lashley has that SMU program playing some good football, sitting at 4-2, and they're in it as well in the American. So it's going to be a fun race to the end. See which 2 teams make it into the American Athletic Conference Championship game.
I think when you look back at the end of the season, this will be a critical point for Rice. And the winner of this game, they both came in 3-3, 1-1 in conference play. You knew it would catapult them forward, certainly for Mike Bloomgren. He would have taken a win by 1 point.
No.
To do it in the fashion they did goes a long way.
Remember, this is a program that went to a bowl game last year with 5 wins, so it went down to, you know, their GPA and went to academics. They got into a bowl game. They want to get that 6 wins and become bowl eligible for sure. They got 1 win closer tonight, going to 4-3, but more importantly, as we talked about, they are still in the race for the American. They play a bunch of good teams coming up down the road, so they kind of control their destiny in terms of being able to take on those teams and knock them off.
A convincing 42-10 win for Rice. The drive that really ended it for the Owls went 14 plays, 96 yards. They took almost 10 minutes off the clock. JT Daniels and company, they dominated tonight.
Man, that's demoralizing for a defense when you can hold the ball like that. And Rice really good on offense tonight.
Alfarini and Golia, Larisha Harris, our terrific crew behind the scenes. I'm Jay Alter saying so long from Tulsa. Rice wins big.